will appear in our final on Sunday night.
And that's always a good thing.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Big chance, big opportunity for one of those players. Great opportunity for Mervyn King or Ronny Huybrechts here to take that final place in tomorrow's quarter-final. Quarters, semis and the final all on the last day tomorrow. Well, that extra hour in bed will certainly come in handy tonight, Stuart, for some of these players for a long and gruelling final session.
Fabulous night though, hasn't it? Started off with Van Barneveld back in form and Van der Voort averaging 98 and then still losing, and well, the best game that we've seen at the European Championship. Stephen Bunting, if you are just joining us, a 10-9 winner over Phil Taylor. Bunting hit 10 180s, 4-ton plus finishes, just missed double 12 for a 9-darter, was never behind and took out Taylor in a storming game. And then Brendan Dolan, you feel, missing a trick against Michael Van Gerwen, missing doubles at key times, and Van Gerwen, the world champ, the #1 seed, the favourite, getting the job done 10-8.
Yeah, that 17th leg was massive, wasn't it? Missing all those darts at the double. That's all history now. Van Gerwen scrapes through. We've had some good stories here today. The last one yet to be written.
137.
Mervyn King moving back up the rankings. Had a pretty decent 6 or 7 months. Won a European Tour event. Had some good positions
59.
in some of the TV events. Looking to do the same here in Mulheim.
Well, Bull if he wants it. And he did. He went for it. Didn't need to, with Huybrechts back on 244. But an impressive opening leg here by King against the darts. Ronny yet to settle.
Well, it would have been a 12 dart if it had gone in. Huybrechts through first in this leg.
100. Mervyn Huybrechts 25.
To tidy up. 2 darts at double 8. Only needed the one.
Mervyn
King breaks very early.
1-0.
Tell me, as a player in these circumstances, when we've seen such a fabulous night, and
93.
Taylor losing in an epic, and Van Gerwen just scraping through in another fabulous game, sometimes the last game, it takes a little bit to get going. And as a player, are you affected by that? Are you aware of what's gone before?
140.
I think you're aware of it, but not really affecting it. It's whether your time scale is out of sync. If you're due on at 11, for instance, and it can drag on to quarter to 12, 12 o'clock, that's when it can affect you because you're getting ready for a certain time. I don't think that's happened on this occasion, but it has on previous ones when you've got to wait. Most players just get in the back of the mind what time they're on and get themselves ready for that moment.
60.
Van Gerwen, the man to beat, do you feel?
Well, he's always going to be the man to beat. At the end of the day, he's world #1 and world champion.
60.
So let's not forget that. But he's got a hard game against Dave Chisnell. Chisnell's played him quite a few times, so they both know each other's game. Barney and Peter Wright, another one difficult to call. Bunting and Jenkins.
59.
Bunting been outstanding in the tournament so far and the season on the PDC tour. Terry Jenkins, well, he's had a great tournament here. Hit and miss in the season, you have to say,
100.
but he's hitting it at the moment. Well, Jelle Klassen played fantastic in his first 2 rounds, playing the winner of this one. So it's a big opportunity, not just winning the event, but having a good run for one of those players, especially for somebody like Barneveld.
60.
Wasn't too long ago we're talking about him dropping out of the top 16 and we said he needed to fight for his place. Well, that's exactly what he's doing. Well, Bull again if he wants it. And Bull this time from King. He missed it in the first leg, didn't miss it in the second one. Mervyn King has come out of the blocks fantastically well.
Yeah, Ronny needs to get going, doesn't he?
97.
Totally dominant here, Mervyn King. Good darts. A switch here.
Well, plenty of room. Irrelevant now. 3 perfect darts in the sequence of a 501 reduction.
So we can start talking about baking then.
100.
Well, let's get European darts off.
100.
110 average for Mervyn King. And Ronny Huybrechts just hasn't got into it at all.
No, he hasn't thrown at a double, yet his average is still less than 80. So it just shows that he hasn't done the scoring. No 180s, only 140.
40.
2 plus scores, and we're in the 3rd leg. So you're right, Stuart. Mervyn King, dominant. Oh, by 30 points
100.
in the averages. That's incredible. Although we are in the very, very early stages, leg 3. Well, 3 times on the trot he's left 120 odd and thrown for the ball in the first 2. Will he do in the 3rd?
Sure he will.
94. Mervyn, you require 124.
We'll go treble 16 actually for double 8. He wasn't far away.
He wasn't, was he?
Ronny, you require
The way that King's playing, the only
170.
surprise was that he missed that. Huybrechts staring at a 3-0 deficit with 2 breaks of throw, unless he can somehow conjure up a magical finish here, and you never felt it was remotely possible. So King will return for 3-0.
Well, when you haven't hit many treble 20s in the first 3 legs, pulling out a 170 is a tall order. Mervyn King is well and truly on the money here. 107.5 average, 3-0 ahead. Scoring pretty good. Finishing fantastic.
98.
He just looks full of confidence. Remember, King will consider himself lucky to be here. In the first round against Christian Kiss, the Dutchman missed darts to beat him in 2 legs before King won an 11th and deciding leg. Contrastingly,
100.
Ronny Huybrechts brilliant in beating James Wade, but Huybrechts just struggling to get going in any way, shape or form here. Totally outplayed.
83.
Certainly that is the case at the moment. Can Huybrechts raise the bar? Get himself going, a little bit of a spark. Well, that will certainly help. King thrown first in this leg, but he is slightly ahead. Needs to get himself off the mark and get himself into the match before the first break, which is after the 5th leg.
The quarterfinals will be played over the same distance. First to 10, semi-finals and final on Sunday night here
83.
in Mulheim. With the 7th staging of this European Championship, first to 11, best of 21. King has 6 darts from here to make it 4-0. The 140 would be absolutely perfect to leave tops and a possible 13 darter, 109 average. He's getting the job done, isn't he?
Well, we've spoke about some fantastic games today, and maybe because of everything that has happened,
40.
we've taken our eye off this one. Mervyn King is playing fantastic here and throwing at tops, which he hits again with his first at 4 out of 6 on the double, Stuart, for 4-0. Just a couple of points shy of 110 average. And a break after leg 5. Ronny Huybrechts needs to get his skates on.
100.
Oh, King here. King here.
140.
Well and truly focused on this match. Earplugs in. Takes no notice of what's going on around him. Keeps him focusing on the game and the job at hand.
and back playing with his old darts, as he is in
100.
this tournament. At the World Grand Prix in Dublin, he used a new set of darts, Mervyn King, but that's back to the old scallop style.
41.
Grimace there from King. It's his first mistake, if you will, or bad score, if you like. Ronny Huybrechts doesn't want to be going, obviously, into the break 5-0 down. He will be distraught. Hasn't got himself into the game, but at least if he can take this leg, he'll feel just that little bit better.
Yeah.
60.
Well, only 60 from King. Yeah, but Huybrechts trying too hard, and sometimes happens, doesn't it? The harder you try, the worse it gets, but he knows he's got a good chance here of getting a leg on the board.
Still not hit the treble though.
60.
A raise of the eyebrow and the Belgian rebel. Bad lie from King. Needs to try and flip one over.
60.
Couldn't quite do it.
Ronny Huybrechts,
Obviously looking at 100 to leave a finish. But Huybrechts here has 6 darts to get his first leg on the board in this second round match at the European Championship. We'll leave this handy.
100.
It doesn't matter how he does it. Kind of needs to fall over the line in this leg. Just get that 1 digit on the board. They've slightly gone off the boil on the treble scoring.
60.
So a chance for
Ronny
Huybrechts here to
56.
get himself off the mark and go in at the first break, at least with something to chew on.
Well done.
Game shot of the
Well
free
done.
flag.
He may be
Ronny
20
Huybrechts.
points behind in the averages, Ronny Huybrechts, but a rueful shake in the head, but he's still alive. Important leg for him to win. Still waiting to fill the last name in the box in the quarter-finals. At the moment, it looks like it's going to be Mervyn King. We shall see. He leads 4-1. For a 9-darter, Michael Van Gerwen getting out of jail against Brendan Dolan, who missed important doubles at key times. Van Gerwen, though, finding a way, as often he does. And Barneveld through to the quarterfinals, beating Van der Voort.
100.
Yeah, big win that one for Barney. Not just in his confidence, just keeping him in that top 16, the elite 16 on the PDC Order of Merit.
He just squeezed in,
97.
didn't he, to the Masters next weekend in Edinburgh, which features the top 16 in the world. There was a possibility that Ian White may knock him out of the tournament, but Barneveld will play Van
96.
Gerwen in the first round of the Masters next Saturday in Edinburgh, but he just got in there.
That's what happens when you're number 16 in the world. In a 16 event, you're playing number 1. But I'm sure both players will give it their all.
100.
Barney's certainly beaten Van Gerwen in some high-profile matches, as we know.
He has. And if they both win
100.
tomorrow, they'll be playing in the semi-finals. A lot of darts to be thrown between now and then. And Dave Chisnall and Peter Wright will have something to say about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, Peter Wright's got through some scrapes.
100.
Dave Chisnall, well, that game against Ian White, that last leg decider, set off with 2 maximums. He's looked a bit jittery, but he's done the job.
94.
Yeah, well, it was excellent from Chisnall because he came from 9-7 down to win the last 3 legs. 2 of them were against the throw as well, so that was a brilliant comeback win from Chizzy.
Yeah. And White, 7 perfect darts. He's had a
44.
dart at double 12 tonight from Bunting. Mervyn King looking at 1-1-1. Treble 17 for tops. Tops for 111.
Game shot of the sixth
Well, his
flag.
finishing
Mervyn King.
impeccable.
7th flag is Ronny to drill first. Game on.
Well, Mervyn King, a man in a hurry, certainly a man on a mission.
Five 1 to King.
140.
Oh, it's better from Huybrechts. He's made of stern stuff, Ronny Huybrechts. He needs to show a little bit more to get himself back into this match. We've seen some changes in fortune for some players in the first 2 rounds already. It's not looking likely at the moment against a resurgent Mervyn King.
140.
But you never know.
That's decent. Back-to-back 140s. Living the dream, you know, Ronny.
59.
Turning pro as a 49-year-old. 3 or 4 years, see how it goes, go back to work if not, but he's inside the top 40 in the world, Ronny Huybrechts. Really good player. Gets married as well in December 57. To his long-time partner, Nancy.
Good darts here from King. Good darts. And a maximum. And believe it or not, despite all the high scoring, that is the first maximum. 164 from Huybrechts. Well, he started with 2 140s. He can finish on the ball for a 164. That really could have got him going. Not this time, but he's got a chance to take the leg.
That's why I went for it. The spark to light the flame. A 164 finish on the ball would have really put a spring in his step. But still should win the leg from here. Double aim for the Belgian. That's awkward.
Well, he moved over the hockey, couldn't quite get it in. When you've not thrown many darts at the double, a little bit more difficult to get. King needs treble 20 and double 16, but not this time. Quite a bit away with the first 2 darts there. So Huybrechts, to hold on to his throw, needs double 4, 3 darts in his hand. One way off there. Not with that one though. Oh, a shake of the head, a raise of the eyebrow. But it was in, Ronny. 5-2.
An important last start for Mervyn. Of course, Ronny reached the semi-finals here, didn't he? 12 months ago, beat Phil Taylor at this stage of the tournament, and then was edged out by Simon Whitlock, 11-7 if memory serves me right, in the semi-finals. Great run.
Yeah, also beat Thornton.
95.
So he's made of stern stuff, is our run. But he's got a job to do here on Mervyn King. His scoring has dropped off Mervyn's just a little bit.
60.
But still in a great position. He's not being hit by any missiles really, is he, from Huybrechts?
What's talking about Ronny's record, what's surprising is Mervyn King's 1 quarter-final. That's the best that he has managed at the European Championship way back in 2009, so trying to match that here tonight. He's reached so many major finals
46. Mervyn, you require
in the BDO and since he joined the PDC. Not won a PDC one. He's come close.
Yeah, same as Terry Jenkins.
60.
You're kind of thinking, well, if they play each other in the final, at least one of them would get over there, but they can't because they're in the same half of the draw.
They may meet in the semi-finals.
Semi-finals would give at least one of them a chance, but a lot of work to do before then,
Mervyn,
obviously.
you require 110.
Well, he's taken out a 127, 111 to go, 5-1 up, 110, 18 for double 16, double 16 for 6-2 for King.
78.
On the wire. Huybrechts back on 237. Scoring has let him down. Only 4 140s and 10 ton pluses. We're in leg 8.
He's just not been able to really put any pressure on Mervyn King, has he?
100. Mervyn, you require 32.
For 6-2. It's a good guide for King.
Being shot on the 8th leg.
Got there in the end. 6-2 it is. Still with a firm grip on this match.
Yeah, King's average has dropped, missed a couple of doubles and scoring let him down a little bit, but maintaining his advantage, particularly throwing
96.
first. Huybrechts has not just got to hold his own throw, he's got to win a few legs against the throw, which you just can't see at this moment in time, but things can change as we know.
140.
Couple more legs before the last and final break.
$99.
Well, when you look around the audience, they've been treated to some superlatives on the hockey this evening, and they're almost in shock. Oh, Huybrechts is in shock. 6-2 down.
Well, so far, really good professional performance, this from Mervyn King. After the brilliant darts that we've witnessed here on Saturday night at the European Championship, he's really kept his focus, hasn't he?
He has, and good adjudicating there from Huybrechts. 3:06, started on the 19th, back upstairs, left himself a finish. So his concentration is there, just hasn't been able to hit the big scores. Disappointed with himself, taking a step back.
$59. Mervyn, you require 121.
Treble 17.
97. Ronny, you require 100.
Well, if he wants to stand any chance, really, of staying in this match, this has to go. Got to take out 108 here.
Well, not just for the leg, but for his own confidence. Double 16 to nick a leg, and nick a leg he does. Well, a little bit of a, not a growl, more of a purr. But will he get him back into the game? It's a good finish.
140.
Well, it keeps him interested. King was on a one-darter to go 7-2 up, and that would have been game over. So, battling away, the Belgian.
Yeah, we know his battling qualities, but he's only averaging shy of 84, which isn't good enough, really. He knows it.
57.
He'll stick in there, so do the best he can.
$99.
Does that sometimes happen when you're struggling? The harder you try, the worse it gets.
It certainly does. You can't understand it. You try everything, try throwing slower, concentrating, throwing a bit quicker. Well, this is better from Huybrechts. That's better. Well, his first maximum, he's just hit a maximum, and he stands at the board and says why. And that's because he hasn't done it in all the previous legs. But back comes King.
122. Ronny require 164.
Left himself 80. So despite that maximum, Huybrechts still a lot of work to do in this leg.
100. Mervyn, you
a
require
good last
80.
dart. Just puts a bit of pressure on Mervyn King here. Well, he's missed the 16s, and he's recovered to leave double 8.
64.
But he's missed it.
Ronny
Now King
64.
would have felt he could have been 7-3, 8-2 up. We may be back to within 2 here.
Well, he'll be absolutely delighted with Ronny Huybrechts if he goes in at this break. Only 6-4 behind.
32.
But not to be.
Mervyn, you require 16.
Puff of the cheeks. Mervyn King homing in. Double 8.
Oh yes, important dart. Big swing there, because Huybrechts could have been back to within just 2 legs, but King re-establishes a 4-leg advantage. King 3 away from the quarter-finals here in Mulheim at the European Championships. He leads Ronny Huybrechts 7-3. Places in the quarter-finals. Jelle Klassen awaiting the winner of this, and Mervyn King 3 legs away. We've seen some brilliant darts all day, especially tonight, with Bunting taking out Phil Taylor in a final leg shootout, and Michael van Gerwen coming from 6-4 down to punish Brendan Dolan's missed doubles. We nearly did. Bunting a millimetre away from double 12 for a 9-darter in his match with Taylor.
Yeah, very close. Had a few tries from a few players. Ian White, 7 perfect darts, but that one at double 12 from Bunting.
60.
In a pulsating encounter. Well, Mervyn King came out of the blocks
57.
4-0 ahead in this match. So the last 6 have been shared. So Huybrechts has dug in deep, raised his average slightly from 80 to 84, 84 and a half from the first session to the second one. Needs to have a little bit more in the tank.
100.
King just doing what he does best. Professional job.
Yeah, lost to Van Gerwen, if you remember, at the World Grand Prix, Mervyn King, and that game went all the way to a deciding leg in a deciding set, and
100.
if memory serves me right, Van Gerwen had to win the last 2 legs, and the last one against the throw. So he came very close in Dublin. Well, this be his weekend.
100. Ronny
Huybrechts playing well enough. 101 for Huybrechts. Well, the 2 points for Huybrechts, 108 finish and a maximum, but apart from that, not 69. Too much to shout about.
Mervyn, you require 110.
18. Double 16.
94.
That really would have put
Ronny require 32.
Huybrechts almost out of contention.
Well, he knows that's really awkward. He has to move right across. Can he find a way through? Oh, that's a brilliant dart. Well done, Ronny.
Ronny Huybrechts.
The right smile, but he made it very, very difficult for himself. Good dart.
Yeah, he just cannot break
100.
the Mervyn King throw. It's hanging by his fingertips to his own throw, but he's just not managed to up his game to the standard he needs to get himself back
100.
into the match.
Well, he stayed, to a certain extent, he stayed with King after going 4-0 down. Would you believe the last 7 legs have all gone with throw?
41.
Yeah, damage
Maybe this
done
is
early.
his chance.
Yeah, certainly his damage was done very early. Well, King came right out of the blocks, didn't he? 110 average after the first 4 legs. Huybrechts plodding on. Digging deep.
81.
Again, another slip.
Well, some running repairs for Mervyn.
What a mumble to himself there
81.
after hitting that big 5.
A lot of room.
Only the 1 maximum from Huybrechts.
100.
It's King's doubling, 7 out of 16. It's been
140.
more impressive, despite the percentage only slightly higher than Huybrechts, but he hasn't had that many opportunities, Huybrechts. Standing back there after hitting the 5. It's just not happening for him. Got to watch it here. Well, needed the 25, that's the reason he went for the ball there. 25 would have left 170. That's not happened either. Treble 13 for tops. No, not done. But hit the treble 10 to tidy up.
Well, Huybrechts not leaving a finish from 220. He can leave a finish here, all right.
38. Mervyn, you require 36.
King to edge ever closer. Good dart. 8-4.
Mervyn King. 13th ladies Ronny to
That's all he's got to do. Steady darts. Hold his throw, and he's in the quarterfinals.
Well, Huybrechts isn't throwing in there a 12 or a 15, is he? To put any pressure whatsoever on his throw.
99.
He's digging in to hold his own, but it's just not enough. The 4-leg cushion still remains. 2 to go for King.
93.
To take that last place in the quarterfinals.
Well done, Ronny. His second. I mean, to be fair to him, he's upped his average a full 7 or 8 points, hasn't he, since that dreadful start?
140.
But King's just been consistently good, so just hasn't been good enough to challenge Mervyn.
He hasn't, particularly against the throw. That's the big question.
140.
Again, a decent leg on his throw. It's against the darts that's been the problem.
128.
Good reply from Mervyn.
82.
Ronny Huybrechts, 82 to tidy up. Bullseye double 16. Is it the 25? It's 17 for tops. Tops for Huybrechts to hold throw again. Oh, nice and tidy.
Ronny Huybrechts.
Holding on to his throw only though. But is only 3 legs behind.
57.
Only 57. A comeback, I wonder.
Well, it's never out of the equation.
100.
You can't see it, but you never know. And the only reason I say that is because Mervyn King's playing pretty steady on his own throw. He may lose 1 here or there, but it doesn't look likely to be any more than that.
Well, 6 darts without a big treble in this leg. It's given Huybrechts a really good chance. Remember, he was 4-0 down.
100.
He's just not peppering the treble, is he? 140s or 180s. 6 140s and 2 maximums. And then the 14th leg.
140.
It's better from King.
What was your greatest ever comeback when you were a top darter?
Greatest ever comeback. I've had some that didn't quite go right. I was 7-0 down against Wayne Jones, took it to the last leg, got to the double, and he took 101 out. That could have been a good comeback, not to be.
100.
I tend to try not to get to be far behind early on, Stuart.
I remember a World Championship when, was it a semi-final against Jockey Wilson?
Quarters, I think. 3-0 down, got it back to 3-3. Missed 8 darts to the double. Unlucky.
Well, Ronny's woken up here. 177 to leave double 12. King here on 144, so Huybrechts here is going to get a dart, or 2, or 3. Is the comeback on?
Keep steady. There it is. Slight look round to the crowd, just letting them know that this ain't over. 8-6. He's now throwing first. Still a lot of work to do. King has taken his foot off the gas slightly, but more importantly, Huybrechts has raised his, and raised it to great proportions. A finger to the crowd, telling him, I'm not out of this yet. Well, 80.87 after the first session. It's now into the 90s. Got to hold your hat off to him. He's digging in deep.
Yep. Eight-four down.
39.
And then a maximum, an 82 checkout. A brilliant 177 to leave double 12, which he duly took out with the first dart. Now a 180 to start this leg.
Well, Mervyn King won't be panicking, but he'll certainly be aware that things haven't gone his way in the last 10 or 15 minutes. But more importantly, he can see his opponent, his game is improving.
140.
Started the leg with a maximum. 140 there.
Just clicked, hasn't it?
Just shows you how quickly it can change. I just couldn't see it 5 or 10 minutes ago because he wasn't hitting any big scores.
142.
No, 4-0. Huybrechts just wasn't anywhere near this game. He is now, you know.
Missed the 14. Trouble 14 was for tops.
134. Mervyn, you require 164.
Well, needs this to wake him up. Well, there's the 4. Smile on the face.
64.
There's the 60. Leaves himself a round ton. But again, Huybrechts now a chance, believe it or not, to get within one leg. Cross with himself. A long way off there. He's one of the few players, similar to Brendan Dolan, that can take his time and still hit the target when he returns to the board. A little bit nearer. Oh, that last dart was a poor dart, and you know it, Ronnie.
100.
Now Mervyn King has to step up here and stop the flow. Treble 16 for double, and he hasn't hit it, so Huybrechts will return
84.
again. He's had darts at the double already to get it back to 8-7, believe it or not. Hasn't yet done it. Double 4.
Being shot on the 50 flag. Right.
Relief.
16 wedges Mervyn to throw first. Game on.
8-4 Mervyn King. Different game now. Yeah, you're right. No one would have predicted this was even possible when King was 4-0 in front.
Well, it wasn't just the 4-0. It was Ronny was winning his throw, but he couldn't break. All of a sudden he breaks, wins his throw.
100.
He's back within one. It didn't look likely, but it's there now. And King has to watch it in this
100.
one. Throwing first. It's getting to the nitty-gritty.
Is it King losing focus, or Huybrechts finally finding some range and rhythm and scoring?
I think a bit of both.
100.
He's got the belief now.
And that's key.
It's a good marker. Needs this to keep the momentum in his favour. And he hits it. He won't be bothered that he hasn't left the finish. But still a long way ahead in the averages, but it just shows you how much. Well, it's a poor visit there. It just shows you how much Ronny Huybrechts has dug in deep. 3 maximums apiece. Treble 17 and leave double 16.
97.
Just wants to stop the rot, doesn't he? 3 consecutive legs for Ronny Huybrechts. Well, I think a 140 is a minimum. A 180 would be a beauty, but a 140 gotta be.
If he doesn't hear the treble, he's not going to finish, but he nicks the last one in.
66.
66 for King, putting one leg away. And stop the Huybrechts comeback. Tops! Tops hit by King.
Mervyn King. 17 wedges Ronny to throw first. Game on.
Jelle Klassen awaits the winner in the quarterfinals.
Well, the 10-180's Klassen earlier on today. We've had some maximum scoring by
100.
incredible proportions.
Well, there you have it. That's 51 180s in the evening session alone.
Excellent. Well, has that stopped the flow?
85.
Oh, good last one, just to hang in there. Got his head back on, Mervyn here. It was looking dangerous.
Well, it looks like he's just left himself too much to do. From 4-0 down. He's given it a go, fair play, Ronny Huybrechts, but 4-0 down. Poor start, slow start.
100.
Well, they won 5 out of 7 legs from 6-2 down to get it to 8-7. Had an opportunity, possibly to level. But it didn't happen. That's history now.
Mervyn, you require
121 for a place in the quarter-finals. Not this time. Went for 25 double 18. He's hit the ball. So he's left himself 11.
I'm not sure why I did that. Treble 15 double 8 would have been a better shout.
Well, he's going to have to get this 11.
Yeah.
133.
Darts from Huybrechts. 11 for King.
Double 4 to take his place in the quarterfinals of the European Championship for only the second time. 4-0 in front. It was always going to be a big ask for Ronny Huybrechts, and Mervyn King will take on Jelle Claassen in those quarterfinals. Fantastic night of darts. King is the winner.